But he is fucking nuts, though. I mean,
he's not crazy. You can't fight a war with no money.
White supremacy. You know what's funny about that? They think that came from the left. It's like, oh, that came from the right. That wasn't a fucking left attack. That was from the right. But anyway, beside the point, I'm here to help save my country from corporate power. Like grandmother Harrison over there and the fucking Nazi supporters. No, they weren't during the war.
Yeah, I know.
The leader of Brown Brothers, which Prescott Bush worked for, the guy was a Jew supporting the Nazis.
Like the Rothschilds?
Yeah, but I don't know the other guy's name, but he was actually like a hardcore Jewish person supporting genocide of his people.
Yes. So what do you think about Brzezinski?
What's that?
He's basically Obama's advisor.
Goldman Sachs. Yeah, right? He should be hung. He should all be hung. We're throwing a bail out the window, maybe. I would do that. I'd rather say that, bailed out the window.
I like that. Alright, I appreciate you moving out here, man.
Yep, every single day.
Back.
Yep,
we're with the Rising Sons movement.
Sounds good.
We're just here to restore America, man. We're not right, we're not left. We're just American citizens.
That's
concerned about what's going on here, man.
That's right. Alright? You have the right to petition. See, I'm not a protester. No. I'm a petitioner of my government for a redress of grievances. Okay. That's why.
Okay.
Alright. You're welcome.
Again, we're here at Exchange Place. My man Eric is going to tell you his view on the Occupy movement real quick, and we'll go from there. So how do you feel about the Occupy movement?
I think it's fragmented into too many different pieces. Like a lot of big political organizations that start off somewhat unified, it branches off with a smaller group, and each one of those starts like fighting amongst themselves. And then it kind of waters down the whole message eventually. It also makes it look bad to other people too, because when they look at it, they think, okay, it's a good idea, but then it's like, well, this one's saying this, and this one's arguing against that, and so I think it's broken apart into too many, fractions.
Yeah, I appreciate your time today, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Have a good
Overturn Citizens United. It's a good song.
Hey, we're back here again, Broadway. My man Rudy, he's going to tell you his view on what his views are about what's going on in America. Go ahead, Rudy.
Right now, my son is in the Navy. He's on the USS Nimitz. And he's defending our country in the Navy, in the military, as I defended my country as a cook in the Army back in 1967, as my father defended our country in the Pacific during World War II. My uncle was wounded at the Battle of the Bulge time in the Army in Europe. I'm defending our country here in the United States. Because our democracy is being undermined by people represented by that Wall Street. We have a powerful number of people that are taking over, buying our government. Even good people in government are obliged to deal with these people, or they can't survive in our country as politicians. And we are, in fact, losing our democracy. The middle class is disappearing. The ability, our faith in the American dream, the idea that if you work hard and do the right thing, that you can have basic security, is disappearing in this country, and we're becoming a country of slaves. And if we do not win this now, what is going to happen 30 years from now is the police are going to be shooting people on the streets. We're going to be like communist China. We're going to be like Russia, Putin's Russia, or Soviet Russia. You're going to have private companies hiring contractors to assassinate politicians. This is a turning point in our country. And no, I don't like Ron Paul.
So how do you feel about the police state?
We are in danger of becoming a police state.
So you don't feel that we're in a police state right now?
Not yet. Not yet. But the seeds are planted.
What do you feel about Bernanke?
What about Bernanke?
Do you agree with him?
Well, he says a lot of things. What particularly are...
Do you agree that gold and silver are not legal tender and that you can print thin money
I don't believe
out
in
of
going
thin
back
air?
to the gold standard, no.
So you believe
These
in
are
printing-
economic issues you can argue about, but I don't make that a religious thing.
Okay.
A lot of rich people like that, by the way. And poor people who support it are going to get fucked
Okay.
if they win.
All right. I appreciate everything.
All right?
Appreciate you.
What do you think about the Federal
You're still a young
Reserve?
fellow.
What do you think about the Federal Reserve?
But again, it's complicated. There's a history, you know, in economics, there are things the Federal Reserve does that are supposedly good things, but in fact, they're controlled by the same powers we're talking about.
Do you think it's okay for Americans to give them their tax money and not know?
I believe in paying taxes and getting proper services. And I believe working people do pay their taxes. On the whole, working people don't hire lawyers to fuck around. They pay their taxes, they work hard, they don't expect much. And we're not against rich people, by the way. That's a lot of bullshit.
No.
Americans don't give a damn about people being rich. They just don't want the rich people controlling their lives and the futures of their children.
All right, we're signing out from where? Where are we right now?
New York City, Liberty Park.
Liberty Park. We're standing for liberty. Alright, we're back here in Liberty Park. My man Julio. We're going to see what his views are about what's going on in the world, what's going on here in America. Julio, let him know.
Well, basically, I got here September 17. I was at Puerto Rico. I'm a professor of culinary arts in a college over there. And I came out here. I stayed the first weekend. I liked it. Went back to Puerto Rico, where I was an activist already, doing some stuff. I've been doing a lot of activism in California, Puerto Rico, and New York. But basically, I worked a few extra hours, 3 weeks, came over here with a two-way ticket, never went back. After October 6th, I stayed here, and the reason I'm here is because Puerto Rico is a colony to this day. We talk about colonies and we think about Christopher Columbus, and where the word comes from, Colonia. And we think about the 1500s. We are a colony. There's Guam, there's Taiwan, there's a whole bunch of places. It's not only the U.S. I'm not here to talk bad about any country. I'm here to talk bad about the oppressors.
Yes.
Right now,
Tyranny.
people need to understand. In China, Tibet is being oppressed. So I'm not down with that. People need to understand that communism did a good stuff. I'm not gonna lie. They did good things. Stalin brought a great economy to the USSR, and they created unions that we have here today fighting for people's workers' rights. So they did that. Now, let me tell you something else. May 1st, it was done by a German socialist called Maguire. They don't want you to celebrate May 1st because it was a German and socialist. So that's why May 1st is not a labor international day. Every country in the world celebrates it, but the United States of America. And the reason is, we're basically slaves. We have to work, and everybody has the same excuse. I have to go to work because I have to pay rent.
So this is what it is. Sleep, consume, and obey. That's what they want.
Well, basically, yeah, you're drone. They want us to be a matrix. All of those movies that they are science fiction, where there's a fake world inside our brain, we're basically in it right now. Take the red pill. Take the red pill. Fuck that. That's what we need to do right now. The evidence is out there. People, I'm not going to tell you anything that you don't know. I'm just putting it together. All the information I said, everybody knows this. We just being ignorant.
Yes.
Remember, this word is very important to you to understand. For you to ignore something, you need to know it.
Yes.
If you don't know it, you're not an ignorant. So we, U.S. citizens, are ignorant because we ignoring the facts just like the Germans ignore the facts of the fascist government in Germany in the 40s. And that's it, guys. I love you. Que viva Puerto Rico libre, que viva Pedro Albizu Campo y Jamón Emeterio Betance, el padre de nuestra nación.
Rise up. Rise up for America.
See, that's what my cause is.
My man's going to show you right now the cost of occupying.
Look, Secret Service right there. U.S. Secret Service arrested me for looking like a Muslim. This is the mugshot.
A terrorist?
Look at the mugshot. Metropolitan Police. They had to drop me at the Metropolitan Police because they noticed I was no terrorist.
Huh.
So they left me for 38 hours, and they gave me the real American experience. Washington, D.C.
So basically, the NDAA is just considering all of us terrorists then, huh?
Pretty much.
Right? Right or wrong? NDAA is just considering every American citizen a terrorist.
I'm going to simplify it for people that don't like history and don't like to read. If Martin Luther King would have been alive, what he did is terrorism.
Yes.
That's how you put
that's why he's
That's
dead.
the best way. You have to simplify it.
Yeah.
Well, back then it wasn't that. It was no civil rights for him to do that. Now he got our civil rights. We have a black man that's calling himself black. No, he white. Oh, I'm talking about Barack Obama.
Yeah, Barry Soetoro.
Oh, okay, my bad. Yeah. He was born in Indonesia. Yeah.
See?
Yeah, that's right.
We know. We know.
That's the point. You explained to me how he had no experience before being a senator, and his first law job was given to him by Henry Kissinger. Think about it. Oh yeah, and
G20.
actually GA right now is in Chicago. They changed it to Camp David.
Camp David. That's where the last plane was supposed to.
Oh, you know about that? Did you ever hear about the fifth plane,
The fifth plane
that crashed at Camp David?
I'm gonna give you real quick. Flight 77. How the fuck was flying for 45 minutes when we have a program called Star Wars that would shoot a missile in the air?
Because I'm gonna tell you why.
I know, you know.
I'm gonna tell you why. Now, let me just tell you why real quick. Because they were coincidentally running drills the morning of 9/11.
Well, actually,
so they were confused.
No, they send them to the Atlantic Ocean to look for Russian missiles.
Yeah.
That's what happened. And guess what? What a coincidence! The night before 9/11, Donald Rumsfeld stood on the podium and said, "There is a missing money from the Pentagon. There's $3.7 billion missing in our accounts. And we're about to investigate that." And guess where supposedly Flight 77, that there's no evidence of a plane, hit the part that it was just renovated called the catcher's mitt.
Yes.
Because it was so strong and it will withstand any hit.
Yes.
Well, guess whose office was there? The accountants that were investigating the fraud of the Pentagon. They died, the investigation died with them. No one has mentioned that money. Why $100,000 were given to the Pakistani ambassador?
Yes.
And it was given to him by, no, my bad. He gave Omar Atta.
Yes. Yeah.
$100,000. It's a bank transaction. There's records of it, and it was never investigated. Why, if Osama bin Laden did a domestic crime, FBI is supposed to investigate domestic crime.
Yes.
Why they didn't put him in the most wanted list?
Yes.
They were supposed to put him, even if he wasn't in the United States, because there was a crime committed in the United States. But he had nothing to do with it. That's why he was not.
Well, I just came across, I did a lot of 9/11 research and everything. I just came across a video from CBS that they said the morning of 9/11, they reported it, that there was a fifth plane, and they called it United 93, which everyone knows United 93 was the one who crashed at Shanksville, Pennsylvania. But they said, they insisted on tying Osama bin Laden into this, in this way, that the significance of 9/11 and something to do with 9/11 and the numbers, that they tied him into the fifth plane, which nobody knows about, but CBS reported, crashed into Camp David.
I didn't know that one.
Yeah.
Camp Battery Park, memorial for our military services.
Just want to know one question. All these names on these walls, all these innocent lives lost in the name of freedom. When will the war stop? When will we worry about defense instead of offense? When will the world come to peace? That's what we're trying to do today.
It can't touch me, man.
Trying to make America better today for our children, for our future tomorrow. Stand up with us. Fight tyranny. Justice for all.
I won't stop, can't be moved, and I don't lose. I won't stop, can't be moved, and I don't lose. Man, losing just ain't no option. Go against me, man, it ain't no stopping, man. I don't lose.
All brother wanna know is when the hate's gonna stop. Bring people my way, Maine, and the guns go pop. I just wanna be loved just like everyone else. Getting hated on so much, I'm starting to hate myself. Is it the way my brain work or my physical health? Is it the money? I know, it's the financial wealth. Getting money, I don't play no game. When it comes to the feds, I don't say no name. It's the same old thing from NY to LA. Even overseas, man, I'm generating my bait. You know me, I equal cash, you can do the math.